And finally tonight, a closing thought. There's a profound disconnect between the contemporary attention given to State of the Union addresses and their actual impact on history. Over my many years covering these pinnacles of pomp and ceremony on the American political landscape, catnip especially for those of us who've been charged with filling airtime on television news, through the years I've usually found that these spectacles may be full of sound and fury, but they usually end up signifying next to nothing. And the power of these moments where a president used to grab the unified attention of a nation has only diminished in the age of fractured media outlets and the constant barrage of instantaneous news cycles. But all that being said, these speeches are not without their importance, for they do serve as a test of sorts for how the public views a president, and perhaps even more significant, how a president wishes to be viewed. And that leads to what we may expect Tuesday night. In many ways, we have already seen plenty of what President Trump thinks. Through tweets and unscripted asides, we've been allowed to take a full measure of a man unbound by democratic norms, basic decorum and language, and many may say even common humanity. I suspect that this will be one of those moments we have seen before, where President Trump attempts to let go of his raucous rhetoric and sticks to a script written for him. I suspect, if read, the speech will sound like one in the mainstream of the modern Republican Party, saying nothing of whether these policies are particularly popular with the population at large. But what we do not know is whether Mr. Trump will remain constrained or whether, in his delivery, he will betray some of the divisive tone, some of the braggadocio that has made him so controversial. Will there be any olive branches offered or only briars? In particular, what will the president say about the immigration debate roiling the country? Will there be any sense that he will make a deal, or will he adhere to a hard line? These are the kinds of questions that usually precede a speech of this nature. But we have also seen that just because Mr. Trump says something doesn't mean he will hold true. I do suspect that the expectation game for the president is so low that he may very well pass enough of a bar so that at least some pundits will proclaim he has finally turned a corner and sounds more presidential. Maybe he will fall short of even that bar. What I do expect is that no matter what happens, a few days later, we'll all be talking about something else. That, too, is the state of our union. With that, I'll leave you for this news cycle. The Young Turks is next. On Tuesday, the Young Turks will have a full night of special State of the Union coverage kicking off at 6 Eastern Time. And we'll be back with the news at this same place and time, 5:30 Eastern, every Monday. Until then, Dan Rather reporting. Stay steady.